Okay, Stephen, this is the horses video. I left that one till this morning so that you could have a look with some real data. So the first thing we do is we just fire up Gruss, log in. I can't remember if this one's set up to bring in the horse race and win markets, but we'll check the quick pick list once it loads. Okay, that's great. Yep, got all the Tipperary as well, got the Irish stuff in there as well, that's great. So all we do is we open all the markets in the current tab, and then while it's doing that, we'll just nip across and open the spreadsheet. Remember, when you first open the spreadsheet you get the security warning, data connection has been disabled. Just make sure you enable that. There you go. Then we need to go into Gruss Win, and it's exactly the same as the football. We're just going to clear the contents from A to P, and we'll just check the place one. The place one's already done, and the place one doesn't actually matter because there's no clever stuff going on after column P. So we've got that, so that's all set up. Come back over to Gruss, and what we'll do is we'll tell it Excel, log the current prices in Gruss Win. Okay, come back over here, and we should in a second start seeing all the races. Here they come, all the horses. So just take a while for that to populate. Thing is, sometimes it does miss out a race for whatever reason. We'll give it a bit of time. It might come. Looks like there's a 220 somewhere, and that should pop that in there. Just have a quick scroll down, see if there's any other gaps. There's a gap there. Just fill that one in. There's a gap there. 620. There's not to be many more gaps. Last race 2035. I just like to check that I've got all the data first. It's populated that one now, and it's got all of that one. That was the little one that was missing. Just come back here. Yeah, 2035 at Tipperary is the last race of the day, so it looks like we've got all the data that we need. For now, I'll just switch that off again, and I'll select just one of the races to stop the CPU burn, just for now. Right, I'm setting up Excel. So if you remember, what we need to do now is we just take all of column A. While I'm videoing this, my machine's running a little bit slow as well, but it should be okay. Copy column A. I always have like a sheet 1, now I can do my messing about and everything. Take out any previous one that I've had. I'll have to go and copy column A again now. So copy column A, take it to sheet 1 and paste it in there. Then all you do is you just sort that A to Z and remove anything that isn't a horse. That's updated. By doing this, obviously you just right click on these numbers, so you highlight what isn't a horse, right click on any of the numbers and delete. Highlight Musselburgh, right click, delete. Same for Newmarket. Click, delete. Any at the bottom now, S's. Get rid of selection name. Right click, delete. Tipperary. Total matched. Delete that. And that's all up. Left with 356 horses. So then all we do is we just copy them. Move it over, come into the win market, cell A3, i.e. the top one. Make sure you're at the top though. Yep. And then paste in there. There you go, this will all go NAs, but you're getting your prices now from Gruss. So they're all in there. Just go down to the bottom, just to make sure that you've got, there you go, all these can be deleted because they're from a previous day's racing. Not interested in these. There you go, just go down to sock scale. Don't worry about all this below the line, it's fine, it's just if you've got like 700 runners during the day or something like that, I've made sure that, you know, we're always going to have this sort of stuff for every single runner, but don't worry about it. Ours actually today would stop here, and you'll see that clear out when we sort it all out. The other thing I would do as well is I would just run down here and just clear out this back price, because this is going to be redundant, because we've already, this is from a previous day, this was yesterday's backs. Just delete that, or as I should say, clear contents. Go back up, so that's all clean now. So that's kind of it. Now you're all refreshed and everything. You've got your prices from there. All we need to do now is go and get the information from the bookmakers for these horses, and to do that we just do data refresh all, and that then goes and speaks to Hills, Stan James and Freds and Boyles and brings back all their prices. Now as you can see, it's still pretty early. As I told you, Stan James, for some reason you always get this error message, no idea why, so just OK it. It's early in the morning, it's only 9:10 at the moment, so I wouldn't take much read of all these prices at the moment, but it was just to show you how to pull them in. I normally do this about in between 10 and 11, no later than 11, but probably no earlier than 10. Click on this button here, and we just need to sort them with a custom sort, and it should all be set up for you. But remember to make sure you do click this box. So, click OK, and now you're in race order. So you can see straight away there's one down here actually. It's a big price, but you can get 16 to 1 at Freds for this quacks at the moment. Have a quick scroll down, see if there's anything massively out of line. Big price, but 21 at Freds. Another big price, 13 at Stan's Storm Runner. But nothing that is going to make me stop me doing what I'm doing at the moment. So back to the top. And there you go, you've now got it in race card order. What you will find is that unfortunately there are some times where, if we go right at the bottom, there's one here, Todd's Captain. The reason that's probably a runner today, but the reason we can't get any information about it is because in Betfair that's what it's probably called, but in some of the bookmakers they might have an apostrophe before the S in Todd's. There you go. Now I've made it Todd's hyphen Captain. The bookmakers are working, but Betfair won't be working. It's just an anomaly of the system. I'll have to look into trying to do it properly at some point, but occasionally if you can't see a horse in a particular race, it's probably right down the bottom of the list, and it's just because there's some sort of punctuation in the horse's name, and it doesn't match up with Betfair. But we don't worry too much about that. If we're just looking for the blacks anyway. If we miss one, then so be it. We miss one, you know. So the reason this is hash NA at the moment is just simply because there's nothing at all from Hills, Stans, Freds or Boyles, and one of them has got a hash NA in there. So therefore that's why that's doing that. When these put their prices up properly, then we'll be okay. Yep. So that looks fine. Now what I'll do is I'll just populate the place market as well. Again, it's the same runners in the win market as what there is in the place market, so copy them from your sheet 1 and go to the top of the place tab. See, I'm in the place one now, not the win one. Edit and paste them all in there. Come down here. That's fine, because there was nothing else in there anyway. So now you've got them. So these are the bookmakers' prices based on the odds from over here. Now what you have to do, if you find a black and then you actually find you're getting a quarter of the odds, well, that black's only going to get bigger. So we thought we'd just make the black or the profit as small as possible, and if it's bigger, well, then that's all the better, isn't it? So what we need to do now is we need to populate the gross prices for the place odds. And the way we do that is we go back into Grus, minimize that one, and we need to start another version of Grus. Now when you run multiple versions of Grus, there's a thing called a profile, and basically this is what it's done here. You see, that's a different version of Grus that I would be running. The one I'm looking for is place. I do Tracy 31, so we've got to load another version of Grus now. But this time, this one that we load, we're going to bring in we're going to populate the quick pick list with just the place prices, and I'll have a profile here called place to do hopefully exactly that. So we'll see what this does when it brings it in. It's just fetching the markets. And there you go. So now I've got all the place markets in here, so it's quite simple. All I need to do is open all the markets in the current tab. And this is how we get all the place prices. That's done. We can then log the current prices. Now this time, rather than send them to Grus Win, this is the important bit. You want the same spreadsheet, but worksheet name is Grus Place. That's the only thing that you need to change. Make sure it's going to Grus Place if it's the place markets. Click OK. And then they're off, and they're populating now over here. So what should happen is we should start here with the see the prices coming in here now. So you can see there's a £7.61 there. You're getting 1.38 at Fred's for this horse called Ask the Guru. You can lay it at 1.19. But what we have to check is that in the win market we can lay Ask the Guru for less than a £7.60 loss. What I don't have on this sheet is I don't have the rate it's in, because we don't need that. I'll show you why when we go back to the win market. I just want to make sure we've populated all these. There you go. Looks pretty good. So that's how we update the place market. Now if we go back to the win market, you'll see now that we've actually got like a 22p win on this one now. Hairy Rocket. So it's a 26p loss in the win market, but it's a net position of 22p up should you back that win and place. Hairy Rocket, if we just look for it in the place market. And we're in alphabetical order in here, remember. There it is. Hairy Rocket. You see, it gives you 47p win, but what I calculate is, over here, is the 47p win less the 26p. And it's just rounded it up to 22p, that's all. I know you like your free bets, so you know Cokes there would be might be a decent free bet to £50 if you could get on at the bookies at 16 to 1. And obviously there's only £8 available to lay at the moment, but you might be able to get it all out. Gives you a free bet. Let's go down here. These divs, don't worry about them, they'll sort themselves out. It's just there's no money in the place market. 114. There's another one if you wanted someone. 53 for a free bet. Plenty of free bet stuff, which, as you say, will help get points. So there's no actual place market value there at the moment, but like I say, it's 9:20 in the morning, so the markets haven't even been formed yet. Want to update the prices from the bookmakers? Go to data, refresh all. There it is. Okay. So it's quite good, that error, because it knows you've updated the prices. And that's it. All we need to do now is go back into this one, open all markets in current tab, because we've done all our editing and everything in Excel now, so we can just set it up and let it look after itself all day now. Okay, and then I need to just send that when my machine wakens up. Come on. There you go. Excel, log current prices. And this time this is my win market, so I want them to go to the worksheet name Grus Win. Okay that. Come back over to Excel. And now these prices, the Betfair prices, are now automatically updating every second of the day, and the bookmakers prices you refresh as and when you want to have another up-to-date scan of the bookies prices. So I hope that all makes sense. If it doesn't, obviously just drop me a line or give me a shout and I'll sort it out. Don't worry about this frontline racing thing. I will get round to that, but I just haven't had time to look at it recently. It's something that it will enhance the spreadsheet, give a bit more of an idea as to whether a thing's fancied or not, or whether it can go on the go and whether it can go over the distance and what have you, which might help, certainly me and my brother anyway, work out whether I think this price is going to come down or not. Not necessarily for a true arbor, should I say, like yourself, where you're just looking for the black, you know. So that's it. What we tend to do is we tend to, there's another one there now, that's a full price, £37, 13 down to 12, Storm Runner. But like I say as well, Storm Runner, what I would do is I would go and check Odds Checker and make sure that, you know, 13 isn't just standalone. You might get that at Bet365, you might get that at Ladbrokes or something like that. If lads are on Odds Checker, they never used to be. Sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't. Ignore obviously that. It's just because there's no market yet, so that's not real. You got to have numbers in here in order for this to be real. And there you go. So hopefully that'll help you. Hopefully it's interesting. If you find anything, you know, that you think it would be useful for it to do, or any other additional features, obviously just give me a shout, you know, and I should be able to put them in for you. You're nearly up to an £84 free bet here now if you can get this at 15. Look at that last traded price, 13.5. Apparently it's still 16, it stands. Fine dog in the 3 o'clock at Musselburgh. Now I'm intrigued. I'm going to have a look in Odds Checker and see if that's really available. Yeah, it's absolutely stand out at Stan James. So yeah, you may get on, but they'll shut your account in a blink of an eye. I mean, it's only 12s and 14s elsewhere. 17 is a massive price. Maybe if you were in a Stan James shop, you got more chance of getting it. But online, I wouldn't even bother chasing that because I cannot. But at least it shows that the prices that we're pulling into the spreadsheet are correct. And Stan's is definitely standalone. If only you could play at Stan James there. Massive. Nice £84 to nothing. Okay mate, that's it. Hopefully that'll all make sense and you'll be able to use it. Any problems though, give me a shout. See you later, Stephen.